What is going on, guys? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys another episode of my NBA DFS podcast. And tonight's slate is looking pretty easy to nail down as of now. It is the NBA. We get weird news really close to tip, like Steven Adams last night. I ended up having to change my cash lineup on my site. Hopefully all you guys saw the updates. Steven Adams was ruled out like 15 minutes before lock. And that made Nerlens Noel an easy punt play. Ended up scoring, I think he got 10 times his value. So he ended up being needed on the winning team. So hopefully we don't have any of that tonight. We have the injuries we need right now. The injury news we need right now. And it should make things pretty simple tonight. We have a 30-minute later start tonight at 7:30. So don't panic at 7 if you're rushing. Remember, you get 30 extra minutes tonight. For point guards tonight, if you're going to spend up anywhere, you got to do it on Trae Young. This Hawks-Kings game is the best game to pick from tonight. These two offenses are really, really friendly with scoring, and their defenses love letting up points. So this game has the highest over-under. It's a decently close spread. I think you're going to want to get some pretty good exposure to this game, and I think Trae Young is fitted very well in this position. He's a guy that should be priced higher towards 8K tonight. 7,300 is a great price. He needs like 36 fantasy points to hit value. He's coming off of two really strong games at Portland and at the Clippers. So Young should do very well tonight against the Kings. If you don't want to spend up on Young, I'm going to go a little more in depth at the point guard position because it's pretty easy to nail down tonight instead of just giving you one play. If you don't go Trae Young, I honestly think you should punt play both spots, Frank Jackson and Tim Frazier. You have no E'Twaun Moore tonight. You have no Elfrid Payton. One of these guys is going to start, and one of these guys is going to come off the bench and see a lot of minutes. Last game with no Payton and no Moore, we saw Frank Jackson get 23 minutes. He hit value. And we saw Tim Frazier get 20 minutes, and he hit value as well. Both of these guys are pretty safe. With FanDuel having a dropped score, dropping one of them is very safe because one of them is going to perform. There's just going to be too much opportunity there with those Pelicans injuries. No Elfrid Payton, no E'Twaun Moore, no Anthony Davis, no Julius Randle, no Nikola Mirotic. The usage is there. It's just all bench players with Jrue Holiday, basically. So take advantage of that. It's a pretty easy thing to do at point guard tonight. Shooting guard, we're going to go have that be a segue to go right into Jrue Holiday. I think he's a great stud to pay up for at 9,600. Great matchup against the Nuggets. This game's going to be pretty high scoring as well, and he's a guy that can easily get 50 fantasy points as he did last night, and he's a really safe play. He gets over 40 fantasy points basically every single game, and with that huge usage with all the Pelicans being hurt, Holiday makes for a really strong and safe cash game play tonight. Small forwards, keep an eye out on some injuries here, or one injury rather. Gary Harris is a game time with a groin injury. If he's out, that's going to open up some extra usage to those Nuggets guards like Torrey Craig, Monte Morris, and there's one other guy. Hold on, I forgot his name real quick. Torrey Craig, Monte, and Malik Beasley. All three of these guys are going to get some more opportunity. It's tough to say who will benefit more, but I think if Gary Harris is out, Will Barton makes for a really strong play. He'll be starting at point guard with no Jamal Murray, and he should see a lot of usage against a Pelicans team that likes giving up a lot of points. 6,500 is not enough to scare away from Barton. He is a pretty safe play if Gary Harris is out. If Gary Harris is in, not as huge of a play or huge of a fan on Will Barton, but we'll keep an eye on that as we go. One other small forward, just because that pick isn't certified yet. I do like Taurean Prince. This game, like I said, is going to be very fast-paced. Prince has been playing a lot of minutes. If he plays 30 minutes a game now, he's probably going to start. He needs like 25 fantasy points to reach value. He's done that in 2 of his last 3 games. I expect him to have a better showing than he did last game against the Clippers. Not a bad play at 5,100. For power forward, I think John Collins is a really good guy to spend up on. You got to spend up on some guys tonight, and he's a strong play at 8,000. I do like him. against the Sacramento Kings. He should do very well in this fast-paced game. He needs like 40 fantasy points to reach value. He has a really good upside. The Hawks really focus their offense around Collins. He's a young stud for them. I think he's got really good upside. If you don't think he's safe enough in cash, I understand it. The matchup's there. He's a great GPP play. If not, you want to be targeting him one way or another tonight. Center, I love Nikola Jokic. I also love Jahlil Okafor. Based on how much money you have to spend up at the center position, you could do either. I think Jokic is going to have a much better game than last game. Great matchup against the Pelicans. I think that Okafor, his only risk is getting into foul trouble covering Jokic. If Okafor avoids foul trouble, he's a fine play tonight because the Pelicans are going to need him to play, and he's been playing extremely well. But on the other side, Jokic is a great play as well. He had a terrible game last game. He was turning the ball over. Memphis is a really tough defense to exploit, but he still ended up getting 42 fantasy points. So I know that's not value, but he still has that pretty high floor that if he doesn't play well, he's still going to get you 45 to 50 fantasy points with that 70-point upside. So Jokic is in a much better spot tonight against the hurt Pelicans, and he should be able to dominate them on the road. So Jokic makes for a really good play if you have the dough to spend up there. That'll sum up today's video, guys. As always, I appreciate your support. Like and subscribe. Until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I am signing off.